Hello friends, welcome to Reads and Eats. My name is Fiona. I'm really glad you've clicked on my video today. I hope you're going to enjoy it. So in today's video I'm going to talk to you about the books that I read last week, give you my thoughts on them, and also let you know what I'm going to be reading this weekend. So shall we get started? First book I finished was The Blackbird Oracle by Deborah Harkness. I gave this 4.5 out of 5. It would have got 5 out of 5, but there are so many questions left unanswered in this that it's like, come on! So, I don't want to tell too much about this, because if you've not read the All Souls trilogy plus Times Convert, which I think you need to do before you read this, I don't want to give too much of the plot away, but this is a continuation of Matthew and Diana's story, who are the two main characters in the All Souls series. And it's also to do with their two children, Pip and Becca. Pip and Becca are 7 years old. They are starting to show signs of magic, and because they are born to a vampire and a witch, the congregation, which is this big organisation to do with all the creatures, feel that they need to test them now, but Diana and Matthew are like, no, we're not doing this. But one day when Diana and Rebecca are coming back they've just come back from school, and the post lady's there, and they're getting, she's chatting to them about they're going to England for their summer holiday, and this Raven arrives. And things happen, and because of the message that it delivers, plus something that Diana receives in the mail, they have to change their summer plans. And she ends up going to Ravenswood, which is where her father's, or the Proctor side of the family, her father's side of the family, live. And she meets her Aunt Gwyneth and various other members of the family, and it's what happens during that summer. Will Matthew and the children come to Ravenswood? If they do, what will life be like there for them, and what will it mean for them as a family? I really enjoyed it. I thought it was well written. I thought the characters were well developed. Well, they would be since, but even Pip and Becca were being well developed in there. I loved the ghosts that were there, like Granny Dorcas and Grandpa and things like that. So there was a lot packed into this book. I will say there is an awful lot packed into this book. But I didn't feel at any point in time that because there was so much being packed in that I lost my way in it. I think because Beth and I decided to read this one chapter a day, and I really liked that because it gave you time to digest the chapter before you went on to the next one. So yes, Diana, please, I know you're going to give us the answers in your time, and that's great, Deborah. I really appreciate that. I know that the next book that the title of it has been announced, and I can't wait. I just so want to know what's going to happen next and how she's going to resolve things. I really do. So yes, so I read, that was a good one. I then have another not for me. You'll find it in my vlog next week. I struggled with this one, guys. I really did. I thought it was going to be something that I was going to really, really enjoy. And I've been wanting to get into more historical fiction, and I thought, this one's historical, let's try it. And I got to page 190, and I was stawing at it. I was like not wanting to pick it up. I was like, oh God. And it wasn't engaging me. It should have been engaging me, but it wasn't. Because the premise sounds really good, and the plot line was, should have been good. I don't know whether it's the way she writes, but I just found it very slow. and it wasn't gripping me. So I decided, right, I was chatting with Mum and Dad about it, and Mum has read it and was like, Dad's read the sequel to this and was, So maybe she's not an author for me, and maybe not for my Mum and Dad either, but I've decided to not for me it. I'm sure other people will absolutely adore it, and that's great, fantastic, but it just wasn't my thing. So I then picked up Her Alaskan Valentine's Day Matchmaker by Melinda Curtis. And that's what I was reading this on my Kindle Fire. So we meet three men, Gideon, Ty and Coop, and they live in Alaska. And they've seen on the news that there was this news reporter saying something like that there are plenty of men in Alaska, and that, women should find it very, very easy to find a husband. But where they live, nobody is sort of kind of, shall we say, being matched, etc. So they decide, right, we're going to set up our own matchmaking business. So it's the story of how they start doing that. But into this comes a lady, Nora, that has... I'm sure her name is Nora. Nora. And she brings with her daughter. And her daughter is actually Coop's, because he was in Anchorage and they had a one-night stand, and the one-night stand, although they used protection, led to a little girl. And she's just there basically to see if he will give her child support money. But she kind of gets drawn into this town and into his life, as it were. And she's like, no, I'm only here. The bus breaks. There's been so much snow that the bus can't get out. She's like, I'm here until the bus is able to go back. But she becomes involved in their kind of matchmaking scheme, and they have a bet on with the man who's the owner of the bar that they won't be able to match 6 people by Valentine's Day, which is about 3 weeks away. So this is just the start of it. It was a novella. I really liked it. It was a fun read. Fun characters. I would like to continue with this, but I'm hoping, has anybody else read this series? Because I do want to know, is it a clean series or is it spicy? I don't know. I've never read a Melinda Curtis. The novella was sweet. It was clean. So can anyone tell me, does she write sort of non-spicy romance, or is she a spicy romance? I would love to know. If you could tell me, please chat with me down in the comments. Let me know what kind of books she writes. So I then was in a quandary last night, because I was like, what do I read? Tomorrow's the start of March Mystery Madness. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to get a book read in like a day, unless it totally grabs me. But I knew that wasn't going to be possible. But I then thought about it and thought, I'm just going to start March Mystery Madness 2 nights early. So I've picked up Fudge and Felonies, which is part of the Frosted Misfortunes Mysteries by Lisa Seifert. If I've said your name wrong, I really apologise. So I read 1 chapter of this last night, so enjoying it so far. To do with a lady who runs a stuffed cupcake business, and she was at this event, and her arch nemesis from high school, who was there, was very nasty to her, and something happens to the arch nemesis. So that's as far as I've got to so far. So that's kind of what my reading's been like. a good and a bad, good and a week in that I've finished 2 books, I've not for me'd one, and I've started another. So, yeah, I'm pleased, and I'm sort of disappointed in some ways that I've kind of not for me'd a book, but hey, that's the way it goes, and you just accept that, as it comes. So what am I going to be doing this weekend? Well, we've got rugby tonight, and we've got rugby tomorrow night. Tomorrow I'm going into town to meet up with a friend for lunch. That's going to be really nice. We're going out for lunch. I'm going in slightly earlier because I want to go and look at Lululemon for yoga leggings. So I'll do that, and I'll maybe wander around a lovely shop called Soaring Gren as well. Have a look in there. And then, as I say, we'll meet for lunch, and then we're going to go, I think, to Waterston's for a nice big snuffle in there. That'll be really good. Really look forward to that. Do I think I know I'll come back with one book because we buy each other books for our birthday and our Christmas. We haven't seen each other since before Christmas, so I'll be buying her 2 books. She'll be getting me 1. So that'll be fun to sort of see what I come home with. Will I take some more book tokens? I'm not sure. I may do a just in case. Just in case I see something else. But I would like not to come back with anything else because, as I say, I've got quite a lot to read anyway at the moment, and I don't want to sort of keep adding to that pile. I want to get to read those ones and just get them read and enjoyed. And then I can start building another pile up. So that's my plan is that hopefully, fingers crossed, I won't come back with too many. But that's kind of my plans. This morning, as Mum and I were really busy. We cleaned out the bathroom towel cabinet. There was just so much in there. So we've decided there's stuff going, so that's fine. We then also tidied out the wardrobe that's there, so there are things that are going to charity shop from that. So it's been a very busy morning, and we're both quite tired now, so it's productive. The bathroom is finished. The plumber came yesterday and it's now all done. The only thing is coming back on Monday because Mum and Dad want to put a grab rail into the shower, and I think that's a very good idea. So he's coming back with some grab rails he has in his sort of business premises. So to see which ones they want to use. So that'll be good. I'll be glad that'll be on. We still need to get a towel rail for our bath towels. The one that we did have, it's not going to fit anymore, so that's fine. So we're going to get just a freestanding one rather than one that's screwed into the wall. So that's good. We've still got that to get, but it's beginning to now kind of look like our bathroom again, which is nice. But no, really pleased with the way it's turned out, and I've had a second shower in it, and I'm like, yes. It's like, I think because you're now enclosed in the space, that the heat builds up, so you don't want to come out of it because it's just so nice in there, so cozy. But if I didn't come out, I'd look like a prune. But hey, that's it. I'm waffling, guys. I'm really, really waffling. So that's it for this video. Please let me down in the comments. Have you read any of the books I've mentioned? If so, what did you think of them? What have you been reading this week? What are your plans for the weekend? Are you participating in March Mystery Madness? Come chat with me if you are. I'd love to know what you're reading. I've put my March Mystery Madness Pile of Possibilities book video up yesterday, so hopefully you'll go and watch that because I've got quite a number of books for March Mystery Madness this year. But that's it for this video. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and happy reading. Bye!